What's going on, everybody? It's Dot Bets. Me and Buddy Bets are checking back in. We are going to go over the AFC East. Be with you for a little bit of the second half here of the Patriots Eagles preseason game, which we got on the Patriots money line for our Discord. So they're going to be looks to be cashing in currently. So we'll see how they do in the second half. But definitely excited about this. But this is a division here. That has a lot of young quarterbacks. Me and Buddy were just talking about a lot of young quarterbacks that we'll dive into and go from there. Before we get going, if you guys like what you guys are seeing, go ahead, hit that follow button. And if you have Amazon Prime, hit that subscribe button. You can subscribe for free. Just link those accounts together. Will be getting going like crazy here with the NFL season ramping up. But yeah, we got week 2 preseason game between Patriots Eagles. We'll dissect a little bit too. But yeah, we'll basically go team by team, give you guys a win total suggestion, and then we'll see some props that we like and basic analysis that what we think. How are we feeling tonight, buddy?
Pumped the last 3 days, but good, man. I really can't wait. This is going to be a big year for us. So
yeah. I don't know if
this is probably the most boring division we'll have to talk about. I think.
Yeah.
Can't think of a team here that. Well, I guess the Dolphins are interesting, and the Buffs. Not
the current line on the screen for the division winner kind of surprises me. I feel like we should just all put at least half of our house down on it because. The Bills are only minus 150 to win the division. I feel like this should be like in the Chiefs territory with like minus 250 or minus 200-ish. But it's minus 150. So I'm kind of confused. Maybe it's factored into maybe Vegas just needs to see them do it again. And then
I think Vegas is...
go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I think Vegas is riding heavy on the Patriots and the Dolphins and their defense. That's going to be a defensive tested division, man. All the Bills can score points on anyone, but the Patriots and then the Patriots protege, they've got some good defensive schemes that they'll put in for these teams. So it may be more interesting than we think, but I do think the Bills at minus 150 is like you said, throw a couple units on that. It seems safe.
I think the only team that's going to honestly, truly compete for division here is the Patriots, and that's because their defense is back from 2 years ago. If you guys are familiar with last year at all, with the COVID year, a lot of their big-time defensive players didn't play. They still were competitive, but you knew they were going to get them back this year and still have a chance to compete for a title. But this Bills team did show out last year and said, "Hey, I'm the I took over the little brother role from the big took over big brother from little brother." So with beating the Patriots up, and I just think this is a no-brainer bet. Really, it's the easiest division winner with some value in my opinion. So you could go Bills minus 150. I mean, you could be safe on the future and just do one unit, but you could throw a couple units down on it. And, I wouldn't mind it whatsoever. I saw that line, and I was like, shit, I gotta put something on it.
Yeah, I agree. So I'm not a huge futures guy. I love to see the instant gratification of a bet that's a winner. To play something for a couple units over 17 weeks. Like I said, I'm not a big futures guy, but I know there's a ton of people that do. So, I agree. Definitely a safe bet. Your safest bet you can go off of without seeing any games played.
I mean, this is probably. What have I put in? Four or five future bets so far. I probably got a couple more that I'll throw out that I've been just looking at. It's more of just like me looking at fantasy and DFS and going through all of that stuff, and it's like, man, I feel like this guy can beat the projection here. I do have one tonight that I like. It's with Josh Allen, so actually a couple with him. So it kind of goes hand in hand with them winning the division here. But no, I think the only other team that could be competitive with them, the Dolphins, I think are a year or two away, and then you got the Patriots. I think the Patriots are going to be within a game or two of this division. I think it's going to be that close. I don't think it's going to be a runaway. But the Jets have obviously no chance. The Jets.
I no, I completely agree with you. But I do think the line is weird because of what you just said. I think the Patriots are gonna be real competitive in this league. I don't think they'll win it. I think they have the chance and the ability. I mean, that's not too far fetched, but just going off, preseason and how they finished their years last year, I think it's a no-brainer, like you said, to roll with the
Yeah.
Buffaloes.
Oh yeah. So the one prop total that I was looking at, both of them, which I'll probably just take rushing touchdowns. I'm not going to take the passing yards, but I do like both of these. The rushing touchdowns basically comes down to um, the Buffalo Bills backfield being an absolute dumpster fire. So you got Josh Allen here. It's set at over 8 at -115, over under 8. And if I'm going to go through football draft real quick, and I've got the numbers here. I don't know if you guys can see them at all. It's probably a pretty shitty job, but he had 8 last year. He had 9 in 2019, and he had 8 in 2018. And he only played 12 games in 2018. So projection-wise, they have him right in that 7 to 8 range. But I mean, Zach Moss is going to be probably the heavy hitter for him down in the red zone. But Josh Allen's going to get his. So I like this over 8 for Josh Allen over rushing touchdowns, because that backfield was just. I mean, Singletary should have won that job last year, and he let it wide open. And then Zach Moss runs hard, but when they get deep into the goal line, I think he had the second most in the league quarterback. What do you call it? Quarterback sneaks or quarterback runs inside like the 5 or 10. So he definitely is going to get his chances. And I like the over here. I don't know if you got any intake on that.
Yeah, when you said you had a couple of Josh Allen props, this is one of the only ones I haven't bet by any means, but I did look at it a few days ago, and I like him to go over as well. Yeah, he's definitely going to be that battering ram from 3 yards and in. It's better to go from the center to quarterback for 2 yards behind than it is to have the full pivot rotation from the center quarterback to running back. There's just a ton going on at that short of a distance. So I agree. I think if they're inside that 5, whether it's him on the outside edge, some kind of play action boot, or just inside the 1 or 2 sneaking, I see him kind of covering that probably pretty easy.
And if you guys are checking out the stream for the first time or rewatching, let us know who you think is going to win the AFC East and why. Throw that in the chat. We'd love to get your guys' engagement. You guys can pretty much dictate how we want to do this whole stream. So let us know if you got any questions for sure. But no, Josh Allen, this passing yards is like 45, 50 and a half. I think that's a little steep for a guy who's done it really one time in his year, in his whole career. Actually, he didn't even get that last year. He got 4.5, 4.6, and so so he's at 4.5.
Yeah.
It's just like, that's. I looked at that line. And I said that's pretty steep for a guy that's never actually done it. I get that they think that's going to be progression, but I don't know. I just think it's a little steep. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't know that I just because, like you said, he's never touched that before. I would be curious, what's his rushing yardage? If it's like around 500, I think I would take that over.
Over 480 and a half.
Yeah, I love that.
So he did 2018, 631 in 12 games, 510 in 16 games in 2019, and then 420 in 2020. So every year he's gone less because I bet you they want it. Yeah, they want him to throw. So I get why maybe the passing yards are a little bit inflated, rushing yards are a little bit down. So I get it. Vegas ain't stupid.
Right. No, they aren't.
Stanton says Fins up. Oh yeah. Think the Fins are going to do it? Think they'll compete for the title? I doubt it.
They got my boy Tua. I'm just worried that he's not the NFL phenom that everyone thought he was coming out of the draft, even pre and post surgery.
We are I'm high on the Dolphins' offense this year. I love their defense, but I just think that the offense was holding them back last year. I think they'll be good. Not they'll be good this year, but I think they'll take that initial step next year, and then the year after that. I think it'll be.
They're
They're
de-
young and good.
they're definitely on the rise. Yeah, they're up and coming. Within the next 5 years, we'll be talking about them and
Yeah.
contention for the AFC for the fourth. I just don't know that Tua is going to be that franchise quarterback. I think they'll end up diving back into the draft or trading for a guy.
Yeah, we'll see. I like Waddle, and they got Parker, and then Gasecki and Gaskins and Malcolm
Yeah,
Brown. Yeah,
they're
they
loaded with
got a lot of
weapons. I like I like Gesicki a lot. I think he's
Oh
an
yeah.
underrated tight end.
If you guys are tuning in my fantasy football streams, he's the one guy you wait on for a tight end. Is Mike Gesicki. He's going to be peppered by targets by Tua this year, and Tua's going to let him fly. Oh, they also have Will Fuller. I forgot about that. I keep forgetting about him. He's suspended for one game, but the Finns have a chance. I just don't think it's going to be this year. So that's why if you're just tuning in now, me and Buddy are in agreement with the Buffalo Bills to win this division minus 150. So, but we'll get right into some win totals here. The Jets, we'll go for the Jets, Dolphins, Patriots, and then the Bills. So, the Jets we won't spend too much time on, as their over under is bigger or is taller than than the Lions and the Texans, but that's not saying much. But it's over under 6, and the under is getting juiced minus 120, and the over is plus 100. So we'll see what this website says. Sports Now. I just like the format that they use. They said that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to go 16-1, and me and Buddy laughed. And then they said the Saints are going to go 5-12. So we don't really necessarily agree with all of this, but we will go a little bit quicker, but game by game, and seeing who we think will win, and over under 6 if we think they can get it. So preseason games, but they're first. I mean, they're out the rosters. We got Zach Wilson, who was the number one overall pick. Then you got Tevin Coleman coming in from San Fran, or is it? Yeah, he was at San Fran last, wasn't he? He wasn't at
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they got the really good rookie running back in Michael Carter. So he is a good not sleeper running back because he's getting a lot of pub, but a good
In my area.
but Michael Carter definitely is an option for dynasty leagues, for keeper leagues, everything like that, or late round flyer for sure. Then they got Corey Davis from Tennessee. Then they got the rookie Elijah Moore. I think he's a little bit banged up. Then they got Crowder, and they got Mims.
They've got a solid wide receiver.
And then Herndon, and then Griffin. So Herndon was always like this tight end that was supposed to be a great tight end. He just has never panned out. So he does have athleticism and potential. And they got that new coach as well. I can't remember his name from San Fran as well. But this won't be their year. I do think that they have talent that they could get a little bit more of an upset than people would think. They're not going to be the 1 and 2 win Jets. They'll be respectable, but it'll be growing pains for Zach Wilson. That's for sure.
The Jets
this year need to worry about one thing, and that's being better than the other team in New York. Well, and the other community is them in New York. They're not going to be better than Buffalo, but they can be better than the Giants. I think that should be their goal they set out.
Man, the Giants, their training camp is just not getting anybody excited whatsoever. Not anybody. I want them to be good because I feel like Saquon and Kenny Galladay and Daniel Jones, like they have a good recipe to be good. It just won't happen.
I love them. I think that I'm not a fan of. I'm trying to think of his name. Their head coach right now. He was at Mississippi State at one point in time. Jesus, I keep wanting to say Joe Moorhead. It's not Joe Moorhead. The Giants head coach.
Oh shoot. I just know Jason Garrett because his offense is shit. Is it Shermer?
I'm trying to think
of
it. I don't know. No, I thought it was Joe Moorhead. I keep wanting to say Joe Moorhead.
Oh yeah, they got a different coach. I got it. But no, who was it?
Bruce. Never mind. Hold on. It pulled up fucking Bruce Bogey, the Giants coach.
The TV's loud.
Jesus Christ!
Turn that damn TV down. That's just loud. Yeah, that thing's loud. I heard Slam Diego. Yeah, going through the Jets win total. So they start out the year with Carolina. They go New England, and they go Denver. So I see them probably going 1-2 here. 1-2. Titans 1-3. Falcons in London. Let's say that they lose that game 1-4. Then they got the bye at New England. That's 1-5. Cincy could be 1-6. Indy 1-7.
You don't think they beat Cincy?
Good.
I don't think Cincy's.
I think Cincinnati's a sleeper to not to come out of the AFC at all, but to make the playoffs. I think they're pretty legit.
We'll get there on another stream.
I like the Bengals this year. Obviously, it depends on Burrow's.
I think is it just you have a love affair with Joe Burrow and Jamar
I
Chase?
don't. I'm not an LSU guy. No, I just know they got some talent. They got.
They do. I mean, there's undeniable. Yeah, they've got that wide receiver core solid with Chase, Higgins, and Boyd. But I don't defensively they're going to have it, and I don't think their offensive line is going to get any better, even though they're getting a kid from Alabama back this year that'll play left tackle.
Right.
He was hurt last year.
I mean, the Jets have got a little gauntlet of a schedule, though. Out of
no doubt there.
out of the bye week, they go Pats, Bengals, Colts, and then Bills. I mean, shit, they could be sitting at 7, 8, 9 losses right now, which I don't think it will be because it's the good old NFL with some parity. But Dolphins and Texans. I mean, looking through this, I don't know if I see 6 wins. I don't think I do.
Maybe the Eagles, Jacksonville, maybe. That's gonna be a fun game. Jacksonville.
Wilson, Lawrence, yeah. Knock on wood, they're still healthy, for sure, and playing well.
Yeah. Dude, you're so right, man. That doesn't look like 6. That looks like a.
I mean, what do we got? Under 6 is minus 120. I'm not opposed to that. I think I lean that pretty heavily. I just don't see 6 wins right there whatsoever.
Negative. I don't see that either. Obviously, like you said, the NFL on its parity, they could definitely somehow get there. But looking at those teams and who we think is going to come out of certain divisions and be wild cards, they do play a gauntlet, man. I give them a win with Cincinnati, and I might give them a win.
Look at this number right here. So we're going to go to the Dolphins right now. They are under 9.5 wins right now. That's what Vegas has it set at. I think that's an incredibly high number. And it shows because it's juiced minus 130 for the under. I mean, I get it with an additional game that they could get there. But, man, are they going to go a double-digit win season? That's pretty steep. I think that's pretty steep. But they do have the talent. They do have the defense, too. So I want to go through their schedule and see what we can pick together. But the Dolphins roster. So we got Tua coming back, and we got Gaskin, and they picked up Malcolm Brown from the Rams, and then they have the addition of Will Fuller, Devontae Parker, Preston Williams, and then the rookie Jalen Waddle. Then they have the tight end that we've been talking about is Gesicki. So they do have all of the skill players necessary. Will Fuller can be a beast. Preston Williams, and I think it's Albert Wilson too for a deep threat. I mean, they do have the potential to put up some points this year. I want to see how pace-wise they play. I don't know if they're going to play slow and not pounding it and grounding it, but maybe Tua lets it go a little bit more this year. It depends on his health, but I do think he ends up slinging it a little bit more and taking that initial step forward. But that's still to be determined, and I just still a lot of question marks to have a double-digit win season.
Yeah, dude. So this offense with Tua at Alabama, I'm a huge Alabama fan, so I watched him his entire career there, and he wasn't a bad quarterback inside the pocket, but he was definitely better when he was out on the outside of the pocket. Um, so and what we see now, I don't see him being successful in a Patrick Mahomes type run and gun offense, just because the talent level is so even with the worst teams versus the best teams in the league. So at Alabama, he had the best of the best. So guys, look at his receiving core that he had. Um, it was hard to miss guys and for him not to be good and as
Right.
successful as he was. So I think I thought what you said. I think they are going to be like a power team, power running team, lean on defense and
Yep.
play action, deep ball, Waddle, Fuller. I mean, they've got three of the fastest guys, and I'm not sure what two. I'll say two. Waddle and Fuller are top five speed guys in the NFL. I'd
Yeah,
say.
and Parker and Wilson and
So
Williams, sorry, they're they're big.
long,
Yeah, they are
lengthy.
big receivers, and that's what Tua loves. That's why he loves Gasecki as well. So I mean, they got all the recipe for a very
That's-
very good skill team. So we'll see exactly if it translates.
yeah. It's all going to come down to Tua, man, and how he plays. And coming from that, man, what I saw from him last year, and I know he was coming off injury and kind of just thrown to the fire for a team that. First off, I don't know why they started to start him because they went on like a
Yeah,
four or
that
five
was that
game
was so
winning
fucked
streak,
up.
and
I
then
hated that.
yeah, just Fitzpatrick was playing so well. Um, but anyways, they made that decision, and I think that more just kind of fucked
Yeah.
with the whole vibe of their team. They may have very
Oh, yeah.
well been a wild card team last year had they just let
Yeah.
Tua rest and play only if Fitzpatrick was injured.
Yeah.
Because he came in, and I think he won the first game and lost
Yeah.
the next two or three. So
I didn't like the way that they did that
Uh,
with Fitzpatrick. Yeah, I thought that was pretty
yeah,
bullshit.
man. Dude, I love that. That guy is awesome. Like his personality, the way
Yep.
he handles everything is great. But he's had many of opportunities to start for teams that weren't good and not going to make the playoffs. So he'd start a whole year, and he's always put up, he's put up negative numbers, but he's always done very well for what he is. And then to be as humble as he is and handle the situations he has, I really like the guy. And then he's hilarious.
So
No,
right out the
Harbaugh.
gate, we got
He's just-
AFC East matchup: Dolphins at Patriots. Patriots are favored by 2. I like that position. If it's anything like tonight, the Patriots are up 25-0 on the Eagles. So maybe we ride the Patriots train. We'll see.
Hey, okay, just hot take. I think the Eagles may be maybe one of the worst teams in the NFL, if
They
not
might
the
be a
worst
little
this
bit
year.
overrated. I kind of agree with that. We'll see how what Hurts does.
Not necessarily. I think they're going to be a bottom 5 team. I don't believe in Jalen Hurts. And coming from an Alabama guy, he's not Lamar Jackson, and Lamar Jackson isn't the greatest passing quarterback. Have the legs to kind of make up for that
Right.
liability. He's a winner, though. I will say that he's a gamer. We'll see. I just think they're the worst teams
No,
in the NFL.
I mean, I can see it. He's going to just make plays for that team and hopefully extend drives to give that defense a little bit more time. But, we already did the NFC East one, and I just don't see them. I think it's the football team coming out of there. So, and that's a tough division. So they can get they can get beat up for sure.
Dude, I'm still torn on the weather in that. I know we did that division already, but everything's coming out about Dak and the shoulder and whether or not he's actually going to be ready. I don't know if it's a ploy or what, but you're right, dude. That Washington football team is, to me, I think that's who
Yeah, it was
comes out
like
of there
plus
too.
230, I think. Still, I mean, it just screams. Yeah, it just screams. Hey, take it, please, God, take it.
It's definitely between America's team and the Washington football team, but defense in Washington, man. And I think their offense is going to be much better this year, in my opinion. They'll have some
Yeah,
consistency at
for sure.
quarterback now, so
Um, I mean, I'm just
we'll
scrolling
see.
through um, through the schedule, and it's pretty light at times. I mean, you get to play the Jets a couple times. You got the Falcons. You got the Texans, Panthers, Giants, Jets again. I mean, it is pretty light. I'm not gonna lie. So would I would I consider going to double digits? Possibly, but today I'm not willing to even consider it.
Go through and do some W's and L's. Let's see this because their schedule, parts of it look, they have like 3 or 4 games in a row that look semi difficult. But you're right, dude. Parts of it looks
So
like not cakewalks, but you're playing a bunch of rookie QBs on
the
teams that
beginning
were
of the
already
year,
bad.
so
They
the Patriots. I'm just going to say that they're going to lose that game due to they're not favored. Then they lose the Bills, so they start 0-2. If you can beat the Raiders, 1-2.
Oh, dude,
You
I
do?
like the Raiders this year. Yeah, not necessarily to win the AFC or anything, but they play in such a tough division. They're gonna get looked over, but they're gonna be a tough team for teams like Miami coming in to play them because they're just gonna get their ass or play tough games in their own
I mean,
division.
so I got them 1-2. Then the Colts is probably going to be a close game. I got them beating the Colts because they're at home, so 2-2. Then at Tampa, I'll say that they lose, so 2-3, 3-3 against the Jags. Then 4-3 against the Falcons, 4-4 against the Bills, 5-4 Texans. I'll say 5-5 against the Ravens, even though that's going to be a close game, especially in Miami. So we'll say 5-5. Jets 6-5. Carolina 7-5. Giants 8-5. And then they get the Jets again. This is that easy part of that schedule. So that's 9-5. And then they got to beat the Saints, Titans, or the Patriots to get that 10th win. I think they could do it.
Yeah,
I think they could.
I agree.
Yeah, I think they could.
I agree.
But
But also, some of those games that we're counting as W's could very well
100%. Yeah,
flip away. So
that's
definitely
that's the nature of
possible,
the
though.
beast right there. It's like, oh, you think they should win, but half the time.
Yeah, they're supposed to beat the Jets week 15, but fucking that's 3 quarters of the year, or actually really the full year gone, and Zach Wilson may be
Right,
rookie of
right.
the year. We don't know.
So we go Patriots now. Let's see where they're at. Patriots. So their over under is the same number, 9.5, because they're the same odds. I think they're both plus 350, so that makes sense. So over under 9.5. Their under is minus 125. Their over is plus 105. So a little less juice on the under. Initial thought, I don't see this. I mean, I think the number's pretty solid for this team. I don't think it's too far gone. Just depends. It just depends
I think
on
the
Newton. I
Patriots-
think if Newton actually plays, but if it's up to Mac Jones, I think they do hit the under just because of inexperience.
really,
Really, I I don't know. It's just I haven't looked at their schedule, but just looking at this and then thinking about the team, really whoever's under center, man, I think they get 10 wins. And a lot of I'm leaning the over in a ton of these for a ton of these teams just because
Right.
of the 17th game. But they're just such a solid team, man. The only question I really have is I guess running back's a little questionable. They know they've got a couple of guys that are serviceable, but really the main question mark is quarterback. I mean, their
Yeah.
defense is
Oh, yeah.
loaded. So I don't know, man. I like more of the over here than the under. And that's really who, like I said, it doesn't matter who's on the quarterback.
I mean,
that number.
I do understand the defensive aspect of that. So yeah, I could. It's a very good number. I like the way Vegas did that for sure.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. If it was 10.5 or 11, I'd
Right.
definitely question it. But that 10.5
Then
sounds good.
So roster outlook, we got Newton and Mac Jones. That's still a to be determined situation there. I think Newton starts the year off Buddy has been on past streams and said that Mac Jones would be the QB, maybe not right away, but very, very quickly into the season. I could see them having a quick leash on Cam, but I think initially they will go Cam, just so they have that backup in Mac Jones. Then they got Damian Harris. Is their? I think that's their guy. When they got Michelle and they still got James White, so it's still a running back by committee that they'll always have. So they're always probably the most frustrating team to own on fantasy football for a running back, which I try to stay away from. But I mean, if you need to have somebody, obviously I would think Damian Harris would be the guy. Then you got Aguilar from the Raiders, I believe he came over. And then they got Kendrick Bourne from the 49ers. Myers has been there. And then they have Marvin Hall here. I know that Nikhil Harry, he's fighting for a roster spot currently. I think he's going to be on the team, though. He's balling out in the preseason a little bit. But then the two big additions to this team are Jonnu Smith and Hunter Henry. Those two big-time double tight ends, two-end sets that the Patriots love to run, they're going to be back to it. So,
Dude, those are such easy targets for either guy under center too. I mean, dude, those shots, man. That's two top 10, top 15 tight ends on
and
this
for
team.
fantasy purposes, they kind of cancel each other out. If it was just one of those two there, he would be skyrocketed probably into the top 5. But with both of those guys there, depends on if one of them gets hurt. But I'd probably lean Jonnu to Hunter Henry. But both are still going to have a pretty good year. Then obviously they got the defense being number 7 coming into the league. I think they eventually will be top 10 or top 5. Sorry, but this is a team that could potentially get 11 or 12 wins if everything goes right. If the quarterback play is good, their defense can keep them in ball games for sure. And then you got one of the greatest coaches of all time, Bill Belichick. So. It's I know there's a game against Tampa Bay where Brady comes back to Foxborough. I think it's week 2 or week 3.
I think the Patriots snagged that game.
That'd be crazy.
Brady. That's just a perfect setup for that. I mean, that it seems like when guys go into situations like that, especially after they had like huge success their first year away, it seems like when they come back for that first time, they're just, I don't want to say their head not in the game, but that's the way it seems to me. It's like, and then Belichick knows every tendency. He knows that dude's bathroom.
Yeah.
We'll see. I'm not big on the Bucs, man. We've talked about that already. I don't think they have that same success.
They'll have a little hangover
last year.
for sure. So we'll just go through it real quick. Dolphins, I think they win. Jets, they win. So 2-0. And like I've been saying, I think the Saints will be better later in the year than early on in the season. So I'm going to give them a win here for the Patriots. So that's 3-0. Bucks, you're saying that they're snag them. So we'll give them 4-0. We'll give them 4-0 right here.
Oh, yeah.
And then Texans, I mean, that's 5-0. They have
You sure that's not the hangover game? Or
they could, but I mean, this is a cake schedule, really, to start the year. But I mean, all right, let's just say 4-1, 4-1. Cowboys 4-2. Jets 5-2. Chargers, shit, that's gonna be a good game.
That's gonna be 5-3, dude. I think the Chargers
5-3
this year.
Panthers 6-3. Browns are gonna be awesome. So I'm gonna say 6-4.
Yeah.
7-4 with the Falcons. I'm gonna say since they're at home, I think they can beat the Titans. So 8-4. I think they can.
I think to me, the AFC Championship game this year is either Chargers Titans or Titans Bills.
I mean, I do like the Titans. I just think in Foxborough late in the year like that, I think they can get that dub.
Yeah, and that's why I think it plays better into the Titans' hands because Fox year in a blizzard, Derrick Henry's going to run the ball 40 times. I'm just playing that aspect. If it's a weather game, the Patriots are dead in the water.
I can see it. We'll say 8-4, and then they got. I mean, if, let's just say 7-5. How about? Because it's week 13, so I do think that this number is low for the Patriots going through their schedule. I mean, Bills they could be 7-6, losing that game. Colts,
They've got 7 wins by week 13, though.
yeah. I mean, then they got Colts and then Bills. So this is a pretty good stretch here where they get a bye week here, but they go Bills, bye week, Colts, then come back with the Bills. So that's a stretch there that either will probably make or break if they get over 10 wins. If they can sneak one or two.
So I think, dude, that last part of the schedule kind of fucks me up with that over 9.5 because I think they get swept. I think that's 2 losses there. I do think they beat the Colts, run away with the Jaguars. So basically, them getting the 10 wins and probably the wild card is that.
That's week 18 against the Dolphins. So,
that's a gauntlet of the last 4 or 5 games.
That's what I'm saying. I think this is the part of the schedule here. So, Titans, Bills, bye week, Colts, Bills. So that's 4 games right there. If they split, I think they can get 10 wins. But I'm not officially taking a bet. No way. Too good of a number. Too good of a number.
Yeah, it does seem that way.
Yeah, it does seem that way.
And then we got the Bills. So they're set at over under 11. Over under 11, and that's minus 10 each way. So they're, I mean, good game and a half above anybody else in the division. Minus 150 division winner. It's pretty good odds there. I still think that's the bet of the night to take. It's probably the safer one. I know it's a little bit juiced, but could take that for sure.
After I'm seeing this over, I'm set at 11. To me, juice wise, I feel like that's
you like the over there?
I do, dude. They're good, man. I think if their season doesn't end with AFC Championship or a Super Bowl team, they're gonna be they're gonna play deep into the playoffs. We'll see. I don't know, but that 11, I like that.
Yeah,
I like that a lot.
Only thing is if this offense doesn't click like it did last year. That's my only question mark going into all of these fantasy drafts and looking at Josh Allen and looking at Diggs. Can they repeat it? That's my biggest question with going at it, and especially Diggs. Wide receivers are very, very tough to repeat, and he had a career year last year, and he's getting drafted very, very high on the fantasy spectrum. Just can he repeat it? I haven't seen it. He's always had that second guy there, in Minnesota with Thielen. Now he finally became that breakout guy, legit wide receiver 1. The biggest question mark is if he can do it again, because their backfield is not going to help them whatsoever. Singleton and Zach Moss and Breida. They're not gonna be able to carry the load. It's gonna be Josh Allen, Diggs, with Beasley and a sleeper. I think there's 2 guys that sleep on this team. Is Gabriel Davis. He's been a good guy that I've targeted in DFS a couple times, and then Emmanuel Sanders. So he came over from the Saints. But I think those guys can provide enough firepower, and maybe it takes away from Diggs a little bit, but I just scares me that they can't repeat.
I think you and I think a little differently on the running back situation. I don't think any of those guys are studs. But I think by committee, I don't think that's a bad little rotation they have, especially with not how Breida ended the last year. So we'll see, man. I don't know. I don't mind it. Like I said, I don't think any are studs, but I think by committee they're kind of
they do complement like Singletary. Matt Moss. He runs hard, for sure.
He does, man. He just got freaking. He can't hold on to the ball.
So let's go through their schedule, and then we'll see what's going on in the Patriots-Eagles game, and probably get up on out of here unless anybody else has got any questions. A little bit of a dead one tonight. I guess everybody's out getting some drinks or something. I don't know where the Discord's at. They should be in here. What the heck are they doing? Yeah.
They're sleeping. Yeah.
We gave them also all those winners today. They went to the bar.
Yeah, there you
Yeah, there they
So
go.
yeah, they start the year off here with the Steelers. That's gonna be a hell of a first game. Bills are favored by 6.5, so I gotta go ahead and take that as a
Dude.
win for them. But I think that's
That's a huge
That's a
spread.
huge spread, in
Yeah.
my opinion.
That's
I would call it
I would have thought like
be it at
3.5
home, I guess. I don't know.
or
It's
something.
over unders 52.
Yeah,
So
I did. I think the Steelers offensively are gonna be
I agree.
solid this year. We'll see. I think Big Ben's out on a mission, dude. The AFC is fucking good.
I'm excited.
They got a good team this year.
So I'll say that they start 1-0. Dolphins 2-0. Football team, that's going to be a hell of a game. I'm gonna say 2-1, just to be fair.
Yeah.
Texans 3-1. Then the fucking Chiefs. Heyo. That's gonna be,
Three and
yeah, let's do 3 and
two
2.
or
That's
so.
gonna be a Sunday night game. Oh man, I'm gonna do another drink for that game. That's gonna be awesome. It's at KC. Oh shit! I bet you a bunch of my buddies go. Damn. What we got? So what we got? 3 and 2.
Yes.
Titans.
Yes.
We'll say 4 and 2. I think they can beat the Titans. Then the bye week. Then they got the Dolphins. I think they can sweep the Dolphins. 5 and 2. Jacksonville 6 and 2. Jets 7 and 2. I'll say that they lose to the Colts. I'll say that. So we're 7 and 3. I think they can beat the Saints 8 and 3. I think they can beat the Patriots at 9 and 3.
Dude, they're going.
Yeah,
way
I mean,
over 11.
I'll say 9 and 4
This is-
with the Bucks. But then you got Panthers, Patriots, Falcons, Jets. I mean, they think
They go
14 and 3
3-1.
on this. I mean, we're right at 11, or we're right at 12 and 13 over here. As long as they stay healthy.
Dude, hey, that's the first projected record. That's the first projected record this side is.
I honestly only do it just because it looked like you can just go through it pretty quickly. I don't agree with anything the site says.
No, yeah, I know. I'm just saying this is the first one I can remember being like kind of on par with the way we thought.
Yeah, it's the early part of their schedule. I think will decide. I mean, Dolphins are going to be better, but then you got Steelers. Who I know they're favored by 6.5. The Steelers are going to be better, but then you got football team that could beat them. Texans obviously won't compete with them, but then they got the Chiefs. I mean, think about if they start 2 and 3. Think about if they start. I would say the worst case they start is 2 and 3. But even if that's the case, do they panic? Then they got to go to the Titans. Then they have a bye week. So if they're 2 and 4 heading into the bye, it's a little bit of and then you got the Patriots or the Dolphins who are starting off, 4 and 2 or 3 and 2 or something like that, where they see themselves in the bottom part of the division. Maybe it gets to their heads again. I don't know. I'm just playing devil's advocate. I don't see it, but it could potentially happen. So if it does happen, I'm going to go back to this stream and clip it and tell everybody that I predicted it. But no, I think this is a pretty good number though at 14 and 3. I'd safely say 12 and 13. So that the over under number here at 11 is pretty good. I'd say the over.
Yeah. 14's a high number, but over 11, to me, they're definitely pushing it. It's just a matter of that, and I think they get that 12th game. I think at worst case scenario, you bet that it pushes.
Yeah, so if you guys have tuned in, let us know who you guys think is going to win the AFC. We'll be here probably for another minute or two. We've been here since about a little bit after 8. We just talked about the AFC. If you guys are rewatching this, or if you're just tuning in late, go ahead and rewatch it and let us know who you guys think. And then also, if you guys want to join the Discord, join our VIP, it's $20 for the first month. So we're on board. You got a little follow. What's up? Espinal617. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate the follow. We'll be back here on Sunday as we dive in. I think it's the AFC South. Let's double check. What we got? AFC. Sorry, it's the AFC North. AFC North. And that's
That's a good one.
Yep,
Ooh,
AFC
that's a
North
good one.
on Sunday. I think that's at 7 or 8. So we'll be back then. But yeah, if you guys are interested, back to the Discord real quick. We had a little bit of a hiccup yesterday with some gambling Twitter drama, but anybody who was affected by Easy Locks and got scanned by him is welcome in our VIP. We're going to open that up. See anybody affected to that probably by the end of the weekend. And then you guys can get, I think what we're offering is a free month.
Yeah,
Sunday night we'll accept anyone that was a part of his VIP because he's obviously no longer a part of gambling Twitter, sadly. So yeah, I figured we leave it open till the end of this week and try and take in those guys and win some new. Win some new clients over.
That was the first, I would say, gambling guy that I had not have a relationship with, but like he was in a couple group chats and he was in Pick City whenever I was in Pick City, and it was like you didn't ever get that scammy vibe from him, but as soon as I got out of Pick City and me and you started doing our thing, you kind of like picked up on it with all these lifetime packages he would throw out at people, and it was just a little strange. So anybody tuning in is just new to gambling Twitter, just be very, very, very careful of who you follow and who you guys trust.
Do your
At
research.
DM, I have people DM me all the time. Hey, what's your record? And if someone of your cappers cannot tell you what their record is and don't have it documented, do not sign up whatsoever. And if they do have it, check that out and maybe say, hey, give me a week and let me see what you're at after you. And if they don't tweet out their recaps, anything like that. So just do your homework, and it's a shame people can get scammed pretty damn easily nowadays, and we try as a whole community to obliterate anybody that is doing something like that.
There's so many good people within the gambling world, truthfully, but there's a few sour apples that kind of ruin it for everyone. I would say anyone that was in his VIP, don't feel bad or dumb because the guy had everyone. I feel like I have a good relationship now with a lot of well-known and respected cappers with bigger accounts, like 3 and 4 times the followers of mine. He had all of them full. So he had more than just his VIP members full. I mean, dude, I was the one that referred him to a book and was responsible for his credit line that he ran out. That is what it is. You live and you learn, but don't feel bad on yourself or feel. I've had several of his guys tell me I feel so dumb. I was a part of that. He had everyone, dude, man. Other than a handful of people he had already screwed over, but I guess I was just the first one to expose him because if I didn't and we waited any longer, he could have done it again to someone else because it seemed like he was able to do it frequently. So,
oh yeah.
But now we welcome all those guys. Glad to have y'all. Hope we do well the next days or so, and maybe get some lifelong fans.
Yeah. We like I said, we are opening it up. So if you guys are rewatching this back and make it this far into the stream, obviously we appreciate you guys listening in. But if you guys have been affected or know anybody, let them know we are accepting anybody to the end of the weekend. But no, I just threw the Patriots-Eagles game in the background. It's 35-0. So I really wish I put the house on them. But I'm limiting myself in the preseason. But this should put the record to 6-1 so far. So I'm really excited about that. And then we just continue to grow. If you guys want to join. The Discord and join into the community. I think we have over 200 people now in the.
Around 225. I think.
Yeah, I mean it's buzzing. It's buzzing until about midnight, and it wakes up at like 4. So it's it's.
Yeah, there's always something to talk about or something.
There's people from all around the world. I think somebody was from India. Somebody was from Ecuador. Yeah, I mean,
Ecuador.
There's so many people, so many different countries, and it's pretty cool. So we're building a nice community that we got, and hopefully anybody who watches this wants to join. And then if you do, just shoot me or Buddy a DM on Twitter. You can see our tags for Twitter underneath our names or underneath our faces. So
Speaking of that,
Speaking of that, I meant to tell you, my tag is actually buddies with an S.
it's what?
Buddies. Instead of
Oh, it's
buddy, it's
buddies
with an
bets.
S.
Shit, I gotta change it. Huh.
Yeah. I
Shit.
just noticed that
I've
earlier
had that,
too. We've been doing it
I've had that for a
3 or
while.
4
Yeah.
months.
Oh, Justin, what up, guys? Season's almost here. Hey, what's up, man? Dang, everybody just pours in. We're about to leave. We can stay for a little bit. We can watch this game for a second.
Dude, I'm sick right now, man. The Brewers were up 4-1 and gave up fucking 5 runs in the bottom of the 5th to take a 2-run lead, and I've got their run line. If I hit the run line, I sweep the day.
Wait, the Cardinals took the lead?
6-4. Yeah, they scored 5.
Newbar fucking homered, and so did O'Neill. Holy shit!
O'Neill
Guy's
is a
a-
monster, dude.
That
He had
guy's fucking jacked.
52.
Justin, what up, guys? See us. Justin, I think he's tuning in from the good old Nashville, Nash Dirty. I think I went down there.
who's that?
That's Justin
Who's that?
from the
He's
Discord.
from Nashville?
No,
Are you
they,
saying
they
he's
went
from
down to
Nash?
Nashville this weekend. I think it was one of our friends' 30th.
Oh,
Yeah.
gotcha.
If you guys did just tune in, we predicted the AFC East, and the team that you see as the Patriots, we got them finishing second in the league, I think. But we also have the Bills being minus 150. So if you guys disagree or agree, let us know in the chat. We'll probably be here for we'll say a couple more minutes as we see this beat down. And my DraftKings, it was looking really, really good in the first half. And I don't have much J.J. Taylor. I had Stevenson instead. But I had Jacoby Myers as a captain, and he scored a long touchdown. But Gainwell hopefully does some. But this is the preseason, so I'm not risking too much. The week 1 is going to be special. I'm excited. We pour a lot of time and effort into getting going on week 1, so it'll be fun. J.J. Taylor up the middle. So, I mean, he's got 12 carries for 93 yards and a touchdown.
Jim.
Third stringer. He's not doing much, but
I don't think
the Eagles defense is gonna be as prominent as it has been.
did the Yankees almost blow it?
They let up 4 runs. Yeah. It ended
Holy
7-5.
shit, we almost screwed that up. Man, if the Phillies didn't shit down their leg this afternoon, we would have had a sweep. God dang it. That just pisses me off.
Well, we want to
We would have swept because the Brewers just shut down their own leg.
I'm telling you, that game's not over. That
But-
game's far from over.
Well, they just fucking in the park home run. No, a triple.
You cut out. I couldn't hear you. Who did?
Scored another run.
Cardinals?
The Cardinals scored another run. They hit a
Wow.
triple with a man.
Jesus. Well, I mean, that's good for the Cardinals, but not good for the bets. They should have won last 2 nights, those jackasses. They just could intercept it. Oh, Stevenson fumbles.
Oh.
Damn it. There goes some negative points for the DK.
Dude, what the fuck is wrong with Christian
Yeah.
Yelich? Like, where did the
Yeah.
dudes go?
A bunch of buddies were talking about that the other day. I mean, what happened to him? I mean, he used to be one of the top 5 hitters in
I
the
don't know.
league, and now he can't even sniff 250.
Dude, he's the one that had the error, the ball in the outfield, clean. It was a clean, yeah, it would have been a single B. He just fucked it, and it went to the wall, and then off the wall, the other wall. Yeah, dude, I will never understand what happened to that guy.
No doubt. All right, well, we'll get out of here. And like I said, if anybody wants to join the Discord, let us know, DM us. But appreciate everybody checking out the stream. We'll be back on Sunday. We'll go over the AFC North just like we did tonight. We'll go from there. So, buddy, you got anything else to say?
Football's
man.
here.
Football's
Oh,
here.
yeah.
We're almost here.
Sounds good, y'all. Peace out.